A lot of businesses, if not all businesses, want to rank number one on Google. But getting to that number one spot is a lot of hard work, and B, there are a lot of common mistakes that can derail you from getting to that coveted spot. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 of the most common SEO mistakes that businesses make and what you can do to overcome them. Before I do, I'm Timothy Weir. I'm the founder of Fearless Content Group, a content marketing agency based here in Nashville, Tennessee. Check us out at fearlessgroup.co. So what are the 5 most common mistakes that people make in trying to get their web content to rank on Google? Well, number 1 is not optimizing for the user experience. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is any of the content you create is meant to engage an audience. It's meant to drive engagement. It's meant to provide something of value to people who are going to end up being your customers. Hopefully, will end up being your customers. So it makes sense that you need your content to be optimized to provide the best experience for the user. Unfortunately, in the past, the practices that got content to rank high on Google were not the same practices that optimize for user experience. And 2 examples that I can think right now are keyword stuffing, where you would take you take a keyword that you want to rank for and 100 times stuff it into that post, resulting in very awkward phrases and a post that really wasn't enjoyable to read, but hey, it got that ranking, right? And number 2 is duplicating content across your website, just copying and pasting. So you'd have more content on the website, but if a single visitor came in and clicked around, they'd just see the same thing over and over again. Google has gotten a lot smarter, especially in the past few years. These practices no longer work, and so the number 1 thing you can do to get your page to rank on Google is to optimize for that user experience. Think about what the user wants in terms of information, in terms of what their next step is going to be, and provide that to them. Number 2 is one that I hear. It's not as common among marketers specifically, but it's common among people who aren't necessarily in the marketing or more specifically in the SEO world. And that is treating search rankings like they're static. Google does about 300 to 600 updates of their algorithm each year. And every time there's an algorithm update, there's the chance that your page is going to lose its ranking as a result of that. Google takes a lot of things into account when it comes to deciding what to rank on the page. And if they do an algorithm update that adjusts those factors and your page benefited from the old way but not from the new way, you could lose your ranking. So these things happen, these changes happen, and a page's ranking is going to change over time. That's not a knock on you or your content team. It's just the way that Google is. So one of the things you need to do is to regularly go back and look at your content. Look at how it's performed in the past versus how it's performing now. And if there's been a drop-off, you need to look into how to re-optimize that piece so that it ranks again under the new standards that Google has put out. Number 3 is ranking a single piece of content without taking into account the broader SEO strategy. Now here's what I mean by this. You could have one really amazing piece of content that ranks high on Google, has a ton of backlinks, and people love it, and it's getting shared all over social media, and you're getting all sorts of feedback, positive feedback on this piece, and it's converting, and all these great things that lead to a high-performing piece of content. But if you only have one page on your website that's doing that, that's not going to drive the metrics that you need. It's not going to drive the leads, conversions, and ultimately revenue that your business needs to justify a continued spend and investment in your marketing strategy. So you need to look at developing a full-on SEO strategy that focuses not just on ranking a single piece of content, but on getting the vast majority of your website to rank. One of the things that you can do to help with this is internal linking. It's a very simple step, but if you have a piece of content that ranks very highly, you can strategically link that to other pieces of content that may be lower, and that'll drive traffic to those lower ranking pieces, and of course more traffic can lead to a higher search engine ranking. Of course, you want to develop a full strategy, leveraging the power of internal linking, creating topic clusters and pillar pages and all of that stuff. But something that's really actionable that you can do right now is do that internal linking to get your high-performing pages to help your low-performing pages rank higher. Another thing, and this is typically in SEO, there's two sides of the coin. There's the people who are really great at creating high quality content that the user loves, and then there are the people who are really great at the technical optimizations. The quality content is number one, the most important thing. However, if you have technical problems that are going to hurt your ranking, nobody's going to see that quality content. So you need to look at technical optimizations. An easy one is make sure you have a title and a meta description. Use either plugins, or you can use Google Structured Markup Helper to create that structured metadata to import into your website. Make sure your site load time is as low as possible. Faster pages rank higher. And then, of course, 301 redirect loops and 404 error pages, make sure to avoid those. And just taking a little bit of time to fix these small issues can improve your site health overall, and it will impact the ranking of any one particular page on that site. And then the last mistake, number 5, fifth most common SEO mistake, is focusing only on SEO and not the broad content strategy. Having a high-ranking search page is great, but if that is not driving leads and revenue for your business, then you're not gonna be able to justify the continued investment in that. So look at your broad strategy, look at your email marketing, look at paid ads to drive initial traffic to that page so that you can get it to rank. Look at social media and what you can do to engage your community of followers in your content, and get their feedback on what you're putting out there. Make sure you're looking at your social media or your content marketing strategy as a whole and not just focusing solely on SEO. So these are the 5 most common mistakes, at least that I found. If I'm missing any and you want to include that, please leave those in the comments. I would definitely love to hear that. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. There'll be more content that's showing up here if you're on YouTube, or if you're watching this somewhere else. There'll be something in the comments for you to take a look at. So thank you very much. Now, go do your thing.